Hey everybody, welcome to the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet channel. My name is Chris, I'm the Blue Collar Beer Gourmet. I like to drink craft beer, I like to review craft beer, and I don't like to pay a whole lot of money doing it, so the beers that I review on this channel usually come in around the $2 price range. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Today's selection is a brewery that has, it's only been in Las Vegas for, well, about a year, actually. It was at the Lee's Beer and Tequila Experience back in May of 2018 that I first heard that this brewery is on its way into the valley, and that is Odell's Brewing Company. This is their Drumroll APA, American Pale Ale. I paid $2.29 for this 12-ounce can, which is only, what did I say, 4 days past its best buy date, so still well within range. The explanation of it, or the description of it, I should say, not explanation, but description. A drum roll fills you with anticipation, much like the notes of this American Pale Ale. Each year we select the rock star hops of the harvest to craft this bold, juicy, tropical hop-forward brew, drumming up a citrus-inspired rhythm for what's to come. There you have that. This does have a 5.3 ABV with 42 IBUs. Normally American Pale Ales come in between 4.5 and 6.2, so at 5.3 it's basically halfway range. Also, as I said, it does have 42 IBUs. American Pale Ales usually come in between 30 and 50 IBUs. Uh, so at 42, it's very much in the halfway range. Um, Prior to the IPA craze that took over America, American Pale Ale was actually the leading sales variety of craft beer. So, excuse me. Um, Looking at a little research, I did discover that 19 of my friends on Untappd gave this a cumulative score of 3.83. 44,000 of us have given it a cumulative score of 3.78. Beer Advocate had 343 rankings, giving it a cumulative score of 3.9, which is very good on their rankings. And the thing about American Pale Ale, guys, it's, aside from saying that it's a it's a hoppier version of the English Pale Ale, it's just one of those varieties that it's difficult to try and narrow down parameters and styles and whatnot. Some of these are some like when I went to Odell's website, I discovered that they refer to this as a hazy APA. Sometimes you almost kind of wonder what the point of an American Pale Ale is because a lot of them are so hoppy they almost seem like IPAs. So anyway, don't get me wrong, I like pale ales, I like regular pale ales, but it's a variety that's difficult to try and just narrow down uh, to any one thing. So, oh, and I think I forgot to mention, I paid $2.29 for this can. Most of the beers that I buy usually between $1.99, $1.79. $2.29 as far as I'm concerned is still within the $2 price range. And I'm using my British pint glass because pale ale was a style originally created by the British, and the hop forward version is the American interpretation of that, and that is very hazy. And I'm going to describe that as high carbonation, lots and lots of bubbles. What you're seeing is about one shade darker than the actual shade of the beer. And unfortunately, no matter how close I get, I don't think you're seeing all the teeny tiny bubbles that are popping up towards the top. Now, I haven't even done a beard wipe yet, and already I can smell the citrus on this. Smells very tangerine-y, actually. So I am going to do the beard wipe, see what we come across. And more of that tangerine smell, really, really tangerine. Normally, citra hops, they have a tendency to smell very much like grapefruit. Grapefruit is typically the citrus smell you get from a beer, but this, honestly, it's tangerines. It really is. When I was a kid, I used to eat tangerines all the time. They have a very distinct smell, and that's what this smells like. I'm going to stick my schnoz right into it and see what we can come up with. Well, there's a creaminess. There's certainly lots of citrus, as I said. I mean, there's that tangerine smell. I'm also getting almost like a kind of a nutty smell back there. Almost almost like pecan smell when you just baker's nuts. If you've ever been in a bakery when they start roasting the nuts, you get that sort of smell. It definitely smells some maltiness, that's for sure. And that's the other thing that apparently American APAs are known for is their maltiness over their English counterparts. That is a fairly resilient head. Even as I poured beer on top of that, I'm not seeing too much. Not seeing too much in the way of bubble popping. Sure got lots and lots of carbonation still coming through, and it is nice and hazy. So I want to dig into this. Cheers. Well, I'm going to describe that as about a medium mouthfeel, not particularly spiky, about right. It is very citra, it is very hoppy, has that hoppy bitterness, um, and yet it's tempered enough with malt that you can definitely tell it's not an IPA. It is in fact an American Pale Ale, or APA as they're known. Uh, just the teeniest, tiniest little bit of alcohol burn on the back end of this. Um, I would actually say if you're trying to develop a taste for IPAs, this might be a good APA to get you towards that. If you're trying to appreciate that bitterness that comes from IPAs and that super hoppy beers, then I think this might actually be a good beer to give a shot. So far, I've liked everything I've had from Odell. The problem, as I stated, is they just haven't been in Las Vegas long enough for me to really get much familiarity with their beers. But I'm liking this one a lot. Ooh, wow, I think that may have been my kitty making that noise you just heard. So I think I'm gonna have to wrap this up and make sure that the kitty comes back home. So, guys, in the end, gonna be giving this beer. I'm gonna give it a 4.25. It deserves a 4.0. Gets that extra 0.25 for being in a can. And so, guys, until next time, drink good beer. Don't break the bank doing it. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks a lot for watching. Cheers.